All right. Evening, y'all. Government shutdown's looming. It almost doesn't matter. I mean, a lot of stuff that still matters is still going to function. So they make a big deal out of it, and then the news has figured out that they can't bullshit us on Social Security and some other things. So that's a thing. I think next week could prove to be interesting. So, pay attention to all the information. Listen to it when you have time, and then make your appropriate decisions. So, but what this video is about is going to be leadership. So, there are two different kinds of leadership. There's male and there's female. And women who are pretty or good looking, and I'm not talking about just that, I'm talking about those ones that when she walks into the room, all the men notice, and all the women notice their men noticing, so they hate her. All right. And a woman who's like that can command a lot of attention and can get men to do things for her. All right. So on the male side, there are men who are charismatic. They know how to approach people, and they can present many different pictures in order to convince the person they're talking to and to do what they want them to do. Right? Now there are some people who just won't follow somebody because they don't want to. And there are other people who will look for that kind of person because, well, they need someone to tell them what to do. They need to align with someone. They need to believe in something, right? So what this particular talk is about is be very careful who you choose to follow, if you're going to follow. And if you're going to be a leader, make sure you weigh the costs of your decisions. In the military, there's a lot of people who get rank, and then they just think that just because they got rank, they get like lots of extra special privileges and everything. They walk around like their shit don't stink, and they walk on water. And most of the time, the ones that are really bad like that, they suck at what they do. So, I think bad times are coming, so you need to keep in mind on your red lines, your lines in the sand, what you're willing to do or not do. I've seen several videos about financial crisis going to hit. I was listening to Patriot Nurse. I didn't get to listen to it all, but she was talking about we're going to run out of money in October. So government's shutting down. So there's all kinds of fucking problems. It's to the point now where you almost can't keep up with it. So you need to pay attention to what you're going to do for you and your family. All right, concentrate on that. If you're prepared for a hurricane or a tornado or an earthquake or a natural disaster, you're prepared for a lot of things that other people aren't. So, talking about preparedness, are you working on capabilities? Or are you stacking capabilities? When I say stacking, you're acquiring them. All right. So the hired help last week came over Wednesday and Thursday, and just for a little while on Friday. Wednesday he worked like 6 hours, and Thursday he worked like 5 hours. Basically, with the exception of the end caps, one half of a roof on the shed that's next to the back porch that I'm trying to get enclosed. Damn. Itching me. Alright. Sorry about that. It's not good to do that on camera, and it's still itching. It might have a bug in there. But so I knew going into this project that I might find some surprises, and I found surprises. It's going to take longer. My goal was to be done yesterday, and that didn't happen. So I'll take a short video tomorrow. Right now, it's tarped up because we're expecting rain possibly tonight, and possibly tomorrow. But I've got to untarp it, at least the ends, so I can get the end cap off. And then start working on something else, with the hired help. And then maybe I have till about Wednesday between 2 and 4 to get the roof back on. So, and that means me and the hired help, more the hired help than me, but we're going to be putting in some hours. This past week it was still hot and humid, so I can't take the heat. So, and the hired help is better than I am, but he also can't take the heat. So that's the reason, one of the reasons, in addition to my eye surgeries, that no work got done on this project. So in the end, this project is going to be an enclosed back porch. I hope to have a TV out there, even if it's just my old big 32-inch, 31-inch fucking cathode ray tube TV with an old analog antenna and a controller, so that I can watch the ABC, NBC, that kind of thing if I want to out there. The deep freeze that's on the front porch will move into that shed, so that they're in the same area. The back porch, I hope to have a wood burning fireplace in it. I have to acquire what's called the through the roof system. Basically, it's just a pipe and some stuff that it goes through, but it's heat treated so that when the pipe gets hot, it doesn't catch the roof on fire. So, I also have a window AC in another bedroom that is going to come out, and it's going to go into one of the walls out there. So basically, I'll have one space that can be cooled in the summer and heated in the winter. I can also cook out there if I need to. My grilling area is right next to it. I already have the screening material. I have the sheet metal for the roof of the shed, and they never have the 12-foot sheets, so that's like a thing. So yeah, once I get that roof back on and get it boxed in and the siding back on, then the next step is finishing the lower roof on the back porch, which won't take that much, and then figuring out how I'm going to put the actual roof on, and then buying the materials and the hired help. So what has this all been about? Leadership, be cognizant of who you're going to follow, if you're going to follow someone, or who you're going to align with. I was listening to Prepper Nation and John. He was talking about some people don't like watching The Walking Dead because of the language, the violence, and some other things. But The Walking Dead, like he said, is not really about the zombies. When you start watching the series and you haven't read the books, that's what you're thinking about. It's actually the humans who are not zombies that it's about. They're the Walking Dead. And in almost every instance in that series, when you come across other non-zombies, they're the awful people. So I've said in the past, you have to understand that you really need to try to avoid interactions with people. I haven't actually said that, but I'm saying it. Avoid interactions if you can. Right? Because most of the time they're not going to be good. Even if the initial interaction, like it has happened many times on The Walking Dead, is not that bad, they wind up fighting, and a lot of people wind up dying. And when I was talking about that is because Daryl's brother on the show winds up hanging out with some really not good people, and then he's also not such a good person, at least in that character. So I guess they fit together. But you just need to understand that. And then you need to be working on your preps. You need to understand that in Texas, I've seen 3 news articles in the last 3 weeks highlighting the fact that we may have rolling blackouts in the fall. And the fall is right around the corner, like in the next week. I think it's because they're taking power plants offline to do maintenance to hopefully avoid all the shit we went through in the winter of 2021, where we just didn't have enough power. So, and then on top of that, there is the solar eclipse on October 14th is going to affect the power because the sun's going to be eclipsed. So Texas has invested a lot of damn money in green energy, which is bullshit. They need to keep investing in coal and natural gas and all the other things that we know work, and continue to invest in green energy as a supplemental. They can't rely on that shit, right? The wind farms don't work when the wind ain't blowing, and the solar farms don't work when the sun is covered up, and then it works a lot less. How's that? And then if you don't invest in winterizing shit when it's cold and wet, it don't work. How's this? There are many examples across the spectrum where people who have relied on the government and they get fucked every time. So my advice is, do not rely on the government. If at all possible, for nothing. Alright, but that's really hard to do. So, anyway, I just want to talk to you guys about leadership, about prepping. Continue your prepping. You're going to need breaks. You're going to get tired. You're going to get bogged down. You're going to get mentally wore out. Take a break and come back to it. You actually reach a point at some point where you're doing a lot of maintenance and you're not doing the serious investing in the gear and the alternate power sources and all the other things that you look at. So I did a bunch of gear and alternate capabilities, and now I'm investing in infrastructure resources on my property. So that's, make a plan, self-assess, look at your threats, go, okay, this is a threat, this is a threat, this is a threat, this is a threat. All of these preps cover those threats, but I need some more preps to cover the ones that don't cover, right? So, and then prioritize and work your list. Information is knowledge and power. Live a little, prep a lot. Chief Prepper, out.